I remember watching this movie in theaters with my mom, my sister, my dad, and the movie theater was packed. I remember it. I was like 9 or 10 years old. It was summertime, so I was 9 years old. It was just a great experience at the movie theaters, and I'll never ever forget walking out of that movie theater and seeing just everyone in tears. Like, I mean, everyone was in tears. Even the little kids was. I wasn't super sad. I had like a tear, but I wasn't like, I wasn't like Avengers Endgame. I wasn't like that. I was very much like, alright, what's for lunch? Toy Story 3. In the summer of 2010, we received too many people out in the world one of the greatest ending to a trilogy ever. Toy Story 3, a $1 billion movie. The movie has been talked about to death. It is a perfect ending to this Toy Story trilogy. Let me go ahead and just get that out of the way. I honestly would say this might be my favorite Pixar movie. It might be my favorite Toy Story movie. Toy Story 3 to me is, again, one of those classic films that will live on in history. Even though we did get a fourth one, and I do think the fourth one is a very good fourth film, but this movie was a perfect ending to the Toy Story trilogy and the story. It was a perfect ending to the Andy story, as the fourth one has ended the Woody story. I would say that this movie is the trilogy ending of Andy. Our basic story this time around is Woody and the gang are now stuck at this preschool and they must get out because Andy is leaving for college. Woody needs to get home before he leaves, and now with the gang stuck at this preschool, they realize that this preschool might just be a prison. I was very brief on that synopsis, but again, I would say the main story is that Woody is just trying to get home before Andy leaves for college, because that is our headline. Like, that is what the teasers and the trailers released, is like, Andy is leaving, this is the end. The movie, it just feels like an ending. I will say this movie has a lot of like ending stuff. It has little references to the first one, the second one. It just has the vibe of the ending of our series, the ending of our characters. And like I said, I mean, I don't have to say much. Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, the whole gang, perfect voice casting. Everyone is great. I think it's Ned Beatty who plays Lotso the bear. And I will say this, I think Lotso the bear is the second best villain in the Toy Story series, right behind the doll from the fourth one. I think the fourth one had the best villain of the entire series. But before that happened, I would say Lotso the bear had a great motive. I mean, I love Lotso the bear. I mean, he's a despicable character and all that kind of stuff. But at first, you think he is the nicest little bear. You just want to hug him, whatever. But I will say Lotso the bear is an extremely well done villain. He has a good motive, I would say. He does get a little evil and with all the prison stuff and putting all of our main characters in the young kids classroom and they get like terrorized, which, by the way, great scene. Hilarious scene. I laugh every time that scene. It's like a horror movie. Again, guys, Pixar, you are a horror film studio. I know you are. But that scene is so great. But we get to see all of our characters work together. Yes, Woody is separated from most of the movie. He's back at this little girl's house. He's trying to get back to the preschool to make his friends escape, whatever, so he can get home before Andy leaves. It's a great story. The movie's always moving. I noticed that. And speaking of moving, the movement and the animation, the lighting, the shadowing, the colors, the movie looks great. The movie came out in 2010, so it's 10 years ago. Well, oh my god, 10 years. Oh no, I remember when we saw this in the theaters 10 years ago. Oh man, I'm really old. But like I said, this movie has just a great feeling of it. We get to see these great characters. The movie's exciting too. I love the prison escape scene. Don't even get me started. When Mr. Potato Head has to take off his body and becomes the tortilla, it is hilarious. I remember in theaters, me and my family literally gut-busting laughing with his movements, whatever, and the bird starts chirping at him. Hilarious scene. I think it is so clever. Like, that's what Pixar's so good at. They have so many ideas, and it just works. Speaking of cars, not that idea, but for like this, it just works. Who would have thought, hey guys, in the third Toy Story film, let's make Mr. Potato Head. Yeah, let's put him as a tortilla. Why not? If you've seen this movie, then you know the ending, so spoilers who haven't seen this ending. Guys, the ending, like I said, it's a perfect ending to the Andy trilogy, and honestly to the whole story. Again, if they would have made a fourth one, I would have been fine with it, because again, the ending is so good. We get to see Andy decide to take all of his toys to this little girl's house. He gives them all the toys. He explains each character. It's so cute. The lighting's great. She's loving it. And then she figures out, oh, my Woody, or my cowboy doll. He notices Woody's there. He holds them. They look at each other. You get a little teary-eyed because it shows you, like, you get older, you have to let go of certain things. And I've been there. All of you've been there. We've had to let go of certain stuff. I mean, for crying out loud, my movies, like, I love my Blu-rays, don't get me wrong. But before this, it was DVDs. I can't lie to you guys. I can't lie. I was sad getting rid of my Blu-rays. I know that's, like, very, like, really, like, that's what you had to get rid of. But I also had toys, too, when I was little. I mean, I had the whole X-Men set, and I had to give it away. And I was so upset because, like, I loved Wolverine and all the characters as a kid. I had to give it away. And I was sad. And this movie just, it does it perfectly, showing you how you get older. You have to move on with certain things. You have to give them away. And that's what happens to Andy when he gives Woody away and he plays with him one last time. The beautiful music. And I love the final shot on when Woody and the whole gang are sitting on the porch watching Andy drive away, and he says, "So long, partner," and the camera zooms up to the sky and the clouds, and it's the very first shot from the first film of the clouds. It is a perfect ending to this entire trilogy, and like I said, I honestly, like, the second one's really good. Do not get me wrong. Some days, second one's my favorite. Some days, the first one. Most days, the third one's my favorite because I love endings when it's done right. I love the preschool setting. I love how exciting it is. I love the adventure, how it's exciting. And I love this last third act, seeing all of our characters come together, work together. Very exciting. I mean, I love Lots of the Bear, the dumpster scene, the escape prison scene, and when Buzz gets turned, I didn't even talk about when Buzz gets turned to a Spanish Buzz. Great, hilarious, I love it. It's great. He turns back into a mean Buzz, but he's also, like, doesn't speak English. So great. I love all of that stuff. Toy Story 3 is a perfect ending to arguably one of the best and the perfect Toy Story trilogy. I will give Toy Story 3 an A+. If you've been watching, then you should know that I have given every Toy Story movie an A+. I didn't give the fourth one an A+ when it came out, but I did give it an A. If I rewatched it today, I don't know if I'd give it an A+ or not. I do, again, I really like the fourth movie. I like how different it is. Yes, I have like a few little issues with the fourth one, but I still think it's a very good movie, and I do recommend the fourth one. I do recommend the third one, but the first three films, like I've said, they're all A+ to me. It's a perfect trilogy for these characters. If you've never seen Toy Story or Toy Story 2 or 3 or even 4, go and watch them. Trust me. So after that beautiful movie, my next review is Cars 2. Oh, great. Come back for the next one. Hope you guys have enjoyed this review and the series. Love you guys. Bye-bye, everyone.